After conducting a more in-depth examination into the specifics of Ecuador's one-of-a-kind geographical attributes and the ramifications that these traits have, the concept that Ecuador is the nation that is geographically closest to the moon becomes even more fascinating. This is because Ecuador is the nation that has the highest average altitude in the world. The country of Ecuador is a place that is brimming with a wide variety of flora and wildlife, a cultural history that is rich in history, and scenery that is absolutely magnificent. An important component that adds to the country's richness of these products is the country's extraordinary location in the Andean region of South America. This location of the country is a significant contributor, due to the fact that it is the nation that is geographically placed exactly on the equator. The fact that it is the nation that is geographically closest to the moon carries with it an additional degree of significance. Due to the fact that the equator is the geographic center of the Earth, this is the case. Mount Chimborazo, which is the highest mountain in Ecuador, is not only a distinguished feature of the topography of the country, but it is also a significant subject of interest for astronomers and geographers alike. Mount Chimborazo is the tallest mountain in Ecuador. It is Mount Chimborazo that holds the title of Ecuador's tallest mountain. The highest point in Ecuador is Chimborazo, which is the tallest mountain in the country altogether. Chimborazo is distinguished from other mountains by its location in relation to the center of the Earth, despite the fact that its peak is situated at an elevation of 6,263 meters, 20,548 feet above sea level. The fact that Chimborazo is situated at a higher elevation does not change the fact that this is the case. As a result of the distinctive qualities that it possesses, this is the primary means by which Chimborazo may be distinguished from other mountains. The rotation of the Earth is responsible for a phenomenon that is known as the Equatorial Bulge. This bulge manifests itself in the equatorial region of the Earth. The summit of Chimborazo is located roughly 3,967 miles distant from the center of the Earth, which is approximately 6,384 kilometers away. It is because of this bulge that the distance that exists between the two places is different. When compared to other sites on the Earth, this particular point is the one that is the most distant from the center of our planet. It measures the greatest distance from the center of our planet. Within the context of the significance of this measurement, the fact that the Earth does not have a perfect spherical shape is the most significant component that contributes to the significance of this measurement. When it comes to the factors that contribute to its relevance, this is the most important one. An argument might be made that it is an oblate spheroid due to the fact that its diameter is larger near the equator than it is at the poles for this particular object. The conclusion that can be drawn from this is that its diameter is less at the poles. When it comes to this particular variety of spheroid, this is the characteristic that stands out the most. It is because of the bulging effect that takes place at the equator that the surface of the Earth is positioned further away from its center than it is in the poles. This occurs due to the fact that the equator is situated in the center of the Sun. This motion is in the opposite direction of the poles, which are moving in the opposite place. As a result, Chimborazo's peak, which is located only 1 degree south of the equator, stands out as the point that is the closest to the moon in outer space when measured from the center of the Earth. This is because Chimborazo's peak is located in the equatorial region. It is because the summit of Chimborazo is situated in the equatorial zone that this is the case. This is the situation because the peak of Chimborazo is the only point on Earth that is located in this exact position. Other points on Earth are located in other places. As a result of the fact that Ecuador possesses this one-of-a-kind geographical characteristic that sets it apart from other countries, Ecuador is distinguished from other nations in terms of its proximity to the moon. The peculiar location of Mount Chimborazo is a fantastic addition to the country's diversified ecosystem, which includes the Amazon jungle, the Andean highlands, and the Galapagos Islands, amongst other places across the country. Mount Chimborazo is located in the middle of the Amazon rainforest. In the geographic center of the nation is where you'll find Mount Chimborazo. This mountain contains a dormant stratovolcano, and it is believed that the most recent eruption of this mountain occurred approximately 1,400 years ago. This mountain is located in Northern California. Due to the fact that its highest point is regularly covered with snow and ice, it provides a striking contrast to the verdant greenery that can be observed in the areas that are directly surrounding it. This is due to the fact that it is situated in the middle of the mountain range, which brings about this result. The fact that Chimborazo's significance extends beyond the geographical and astrological significance of the entire constellation is an essential aspect of the significance of the constellation that must be kept in mind about the significance of the constellation. The indigenous peoples of the region, particularly the Quechua-speaking communities that have been living in the Andean highlands for a considerable number of generations, have bestowed onto it a substantial amount of cultural and historical significance. This is the case because of the fact that they have lived there for a significant amount of time. Because it is respected in a significant number of the local traditions, the mountain is regularly used as a place for ceremonies and rituals. This is because of the mountain's significance. Taking into account the importance of the mountain, this should not come as a surprise to anyone. From a scientific point of view, the summit of Chimborazo is the site on Earth that is closest to the moon. As a result of this fact, there are several intriguing implications that may be derived from this information. The Chimborazo Glacier is the highest point on the planet. The fact that it affords a vantage point that is absolutely unrivaled makes it a perfect location for the purpose of conducting research on the atmosphere of the Earth and conducting astronomical observations with them concurrently. As a result of the mountain's location at a high height and the fact that the air there is thin, it is a great place for carrying out specific sorts of activities that are related with scientific research. Studies that pertain to space weather, cosmic rays, and atmospheric physics are just a few examples of the sorts of research that are covered in this field. Other categories of research include cosmic rays and atmospheric physics. The close proximity of Chimborazo to the moon and the rest of space raises the prospect that this proximity could have ramifications for the exploration and navigation of space. Chimborazo is located in close proximity to both the moon and the rest of space. Before proceeding, it is important to take into account this extra matter of interest, which should be taken into consideration. Despite the fact that the differences in distance are rather little on a cosmic scale, it is crucial to have a solid understanding of the structure of the Earth and how it is connected to the cosmos that surrounds it. Due to the mountain's remote location, it is extremely important to have this degree of comprehension. It is an uncommon occurrence for these three fields of study, geography, astronomy, and culture, to connect, and the fact that Ecuador is the nation that is geographically closest to the moon demonstrates this. In terms of its proximity to the moon, Ecuador is the nation that is geographically closest to the moon. This phenomenon can be attributed to a number of factors, the most important of which being the fact that Mount Chimborazo is the highest point in the country. Through the utilization of this one-of-a-kind landmark, which offers information regarding both the structure of our planet and its relationship to other celestial bodies, it is possible to gain a deeper understanding of both of these aspects. The Equatorial Bulge and the mountain's considerable elevation, both of which contribute to the mountain's remarkable height, are the factors that are accountable for this phenomenon. This peculiar quality, which contributes to the rich tapestry of natural wonders and cultural inheritance that Ecuador possesses, makes it a location that is of great interest to both tourists and scientists alike. Ecuador is replete with natural wonders and cultural inheritance. Ecuador is a country that not only has a wealth of natural beauty but also a rich cultural heritage. Both of these groups have a substantial level of interest in this particular location within the world. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.